Hey there, fellow wedge shavers. Brian here with the Wedge Shave Experience. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Today's video, we're going to be using B&M Lavender. I think they still call it the Reserve, but this is in the new Omnibus base as well. I got that right? There we go. Omnibus base. Smells really fantastic. We have the matching splash that goes with that. And then I have taken apart, I have a RazoRock Lupo 0.72 millimeter blade gap razor and the RazoRock 0.84. So I'll show you those because I'm going to talk about a little bit of the design differences between the two. And so I have them in pieces and then I'll put them together. I'll do one on one side, one on the other. So this is a comparison video between the two. I have my Smilez from Milez synthetic brush. I went with the purple with the lavender again. And we are all lathered up in the bowl. And this is the Lancaster RazoRock bowl. Again, got a very thick and creamy lather. I tried to push the water a little bit more today. This soap is on the softer side. As I bowl lathered, the scoop came out really easy, spread really easy. Seems like it will take quite a bit of water. I tried to push it a little bit. Felt like I got a really nice thick and creamy lather with my first use of the Omnibus with the Fougere Angelique yesterday, but I did feel like it could have used a little bit more water. It wasn't quite as slick as I would have liked, so I pushed the water today a little bit and we'll see where we end up. The lather looks, I think, pretty fantastic, nice and creamy. I know it's hard to see the sheen on it there in the camera, but there you have it. So thanks for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're watching this for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button below. If you like anything you see in the video today, hit that thumbs up button. All that helps the YouTube algorithms. If you've been here for a while, thanks you for your continued support. And that does it for the public service announcement. And I will get into the shave. All right, so a couple of things. I mean, this is just basic, but the handles are interchangeable between all these razors. I happen to have the Halo handle on the Lupo. At the time I bought the Lupo, that was the only handle available. The handle's okay, not my favorite handle, but I could always switch the handle out. They sell them separately and they fit, I think, all their razors. This one is the HD handle, which I like a lot better. I will be using a Nasset blade in both of them. And then kind of the design differences to me. So, one of the design differences is the base plate and top cap and in the shape. You'll notice that the Game Changer here is squared off all around, and this one is not squared off. So you've got these little, what do you call them? Not indentations, but it's tapered here on the sides. And I like that, because I feel like when I'm getting around my nose area, having that tapered is a little bit easier than the squared off. That's just a personal preference. And then the other thing you'll notice is that on the Game Changer base plate, the male ends are on the base plate that hold the razor. And on the Lupo, the male and the female ends are here on the base plate, which I actually prefer. And then you've got the top caps, again, squared off top cap on the Game Changer here. And then you've got the tapered edges here on the top cap of the Lupo. And if I turn them around, you can see the female ends on the Game Changer are on the top cap, and you've got your post. And then on the Lupo, the male ends are on the top cap, and then you have your post. And these are kind of rectangular male ends on there, which all fit into the center. So whether they're round or triangular or whatever shape they are, they'll fit somewhere in the track in the middle of the blade. And so that's the big design difference that I prefer on the Lupo over the Game Changer, is the tapered edges and then the way the blade loads. For me, I just find that when you load the blade just the way I do it, into the top cap and seat it into those male ends in there, and then just put the top cap or the base plate on there, seems to be easier to load for me. And these are all 100, they're both 100% stainless marine grade steel, CNC machined in Canada. So it may be hard to see, but it tells you the name of the razor, the blade gap, has a serial number on it, and it also says made in Canada. So these are made by our good friends up in Canada. And so you have that there, and then you just put it together. The halo handle does have an end that will come off. It doesn't do anything in terms of adjusting the razor, but if you prefer a shorter handle, it doesn't really make it that much shorter, but that is one thing that the halo handle has on it. And then, so when you're loading and this is how I do it, maybe I'm sure there's probably, I could do it the other way, but with the male ends on the base plate here, I always feel like I have to put the blade onto the base plate. So it's in there now, and then put the top cap on top. And then, I don't know, it's maybe just a personal preference or a pet peeve, but like I said, I do like the way that the male ends are on the top cap on here. So, but still easy to put together, not a big deal. But there you go, complete whole razors, all put together, and that goes over the design differences between the two. All right, let's wet the face and we'll get started here. By the way, nice smooth pour on the Omnibus base. It shows the lavender because I don't really have to talk about scent notes. It's lavender. So in this razor comparison, I really felt like I wanted to choose something that I didn't have to talk too much about the scent. So wet the face and get started. I will say I shaved 2 days ago with the Game Changer. I shaved yesterday with the Lupo. I feel like the Lupo 0.72 was a little bit more efficient than the Game Changer 84. But we'll kind of see today. It is kind of hard to tell because I feel like the hair on one side of my face, especially in this area, is more dense than on the other side of my face. So yeah, really nice lather today. I think I got the hydration dialed in a little bit better. I'm really liking this Omnibus base. Again, going back to yesterday, I've tried a few Bear Mans, and some of the scents just have been misses for me, and I've only used them once. Some of them I didn't even use at all before I turned them over. But I feel like the Reserve line is definitely with Waves and Cool and Lavender is probably where I should have started with Bear Man, just because I think some of their scents are more challenging and they're willing to take a lot of risks. I think that's awesome. I totally respect that, totally appreciate that. Some of them just haven't been in my wheelhouse. So I don't have a ton of experience with previous Bear Man bases is my point. I feel like I'm a little crooked here. So I'm not really going to compare this or say this is better than any of the other, the Reserve base or the Soft Heart base or any of the other Excelsior base or anything like that. So I definitely don't have enough experience with those to compare them. What I can say is this is really nice. And I'm going to use the Lupo on this side, and we'll use the Game Changer on this side. We'll start, as always, on my right side and get started. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. Crazy to be shaving on video 4 days in a row. I'm not sure really why that's happened. It just happened to happen that way. All right, so let's get the Game Changer out. Forgot to put it in the water and kind of warm it up. Definitely less blade feel even on the 84 on the Game Changer. So I'm not comparing this to the 68 Game Changer. This is the 84 Game Changer, 0.84 millimeter gap versus the 0.72. So what I'm feeling initially is that the Lupo 0.72 gap, blade gap, actually has a little bit more blade feel. Now, they both have positive blade feel. The RazoRock or Italian Barber website, which I will link in the description if you're interested, does not tell you, from what I can see, what the positive blade exposure is or how much it is, or if it differs on these two razors. But I can definitely tell on the Lupo slightly more blade feel than on the Game Changer, even the 84. So not a lot of blade feel on the Lupo, but definitely more blade feel there. All right, so we'll get the chin area. Finish that off, get the chin area on this side. Yeah, less blade feel. I think what that also leads to on the Game Changer maybe is the window for the shave angle is a little wider on the Game Changer in terms of you know, what your degree of angle is, so it's more flexible that way. I think with the Lupo, you have to, that shave angle window kind of narrows slightly, although it's still much larger than some razors. And this is where I really like the tapered ends on the Lupo, because it just seems, to me anyways, not that I can't get into my nose with the Game Changer, but it just seems easier to me to get around my nose. Now these razors are, the Game Changer came out, for those of you who have not had much experience with Italian barber, the Game Changer did come out before the Lupo. The Lupo, I believe, came out last year. I got it on the, I think, the second run that they did. But overall, both, I would say both are more on the mild side. Those of you that watch the channel know I don't like a ton of positive blade exposure or blade feel or aggressive razors. And either of these would be perfect in a den for somebody that doesn't, that has the same preferences as I do. All right, let's wet the face here. I will say the scent strength on this is probably 4.5, 5. It's pretty good, pretty medium. It's a nice, I won't talk too much about the scent. It's a nice lavender though. Again, those of you that watch the channel know I like the lavender scents. This is not as herbaceous of a lather as some. I think the herbaliness is toned down a little bit. I think I saw a can Shave 3268. It was a more cologne-y lavender. I'm not sure. I'll have to put the splash on that I'm feeling it's cologne-y lavender, because it's definitely lavender, but the herbal kind of note is toned down a little bit. So versus some of the other lavenders that I've tried, where it's just very, you could get, and I think there's different kinds of lavender, or I mean, well, I know there's different kinds of lavender, so I'm not sure. You know, obviously must make a difference which lavender they go with. Yeah, definitely more blade feel on the Lupo 72, but again, not a ton. If I don't mind it, then that means it's not that bad. Because you know, you all know I'm a wimp when it comes to blade feel. Get around the side here. But again, on the razors, both excellent razors, both all stainless steel, marine grade stainless steel, CNC finished, made in Canada. So, and they're priced really well. I think the Lupo might be like 10 bucks more than the than the Game Changers. So I want to say like one is like 60 bucks or something, and one is, or 60 something, 65, and one is like 70. The Game Changers like 60, 65, something like that. I should have looked. And the Lupo is like 72 or 75, something like that, 74.99, I don't remember. So they're pretty close in price. None of the RazoRock razors are too expensive, but I think, now they're not mirror polished. They are, you know, they are tumbled, so they're not perfect all the time in terms of aesthetics. You can get some machining marks on there that could be visible. So if you're looking for that mirror polished, perfect razor, this probably wouldn't fit your bill on that. But I don't really see any machining that I see is really on the bottom of the top cap, things like that. I don't really see any machining marks on the top of the top cap or anything like that. So I think what you're getting really with Italian Barber RazoRock is a really high quality razor at a very, very affordable price. 100% stainless steel, made in Canada, and I don't think you can go wrong with that. This razor will last if it's well taken care of. Not only your lifetime, but many other lifetimes. All right. So I still got my in-laws staying here. They're still trying to work through their repairs, but that's been, like I said, that's kind of worked out in our favor a little bit. We've had a lot of stuff going on in the evenings lately. They've been able to help with the kids, and like I said before, they've been great house guests so far. It had some sort of electrical tape around some piping that shorted out or something and caused a small electrical fire. So between the HVAC, and then I think it blew like something in their furnace, and anyways, they're trying to work through all of that. I think since I have both of these, I'm going to get up around the nose with this one. I just feel like this is more maneuverable in that area. All right. My odd direction growing hair, so this is against the grain for me, kind of sideways almost for some of the hairs on my neck, just the way they grow, especially in this area. Let's finish it up here. All right. I'm gonna rinse the face here. We'll see if I can get in a shave tomorrow, 5 days in a row. All right, by the way, if you're still here, I still haven't done my 600 subscriber giveaway. I want to say thank you and a shout out to DK for giving me a shout out for hitting 600 recently. I think he mentioned in his video he thought my giveaway was over, but I actually haven't done it or announced it yet, so I will. But also congratulations to the Traveling Shaver, Jeremy, Tyler, for hitting 500, the Red Island Shaver for Justin for hitting 700, and I think Maddie Lindholm hit 800. So very cool for everybody. Definitely watch those channels and enjoy them. So if you haven't checked them out, I'll link them in the description below. I definitely think they're worth checking out. So this is the Lavender. All the bottles on the Reserve are the same, and then they put the sticker on the bottom to tell you which one it is. Very nice. Yeah, the herbaliness, is that even a word, is toned down. Yeah, I feel like maybe the Lupo is also slightly more efficient from what I can tell right off the bat. But let me wash my hands real quick. But I think they're pretty close. Really, to me, the slightly more blade feel of the Lupo isn't a super big difference. It's definitely there, but not much. If I were to pick between these two razors, my personal choice would be the Lupo, only because, mainly because of the design differences that I like in the male ends being on the top cap and the tapering on the corners. For me, just I feel like it makes it more maneuverable and around my nose. So that's the big difference for me in these two razors. But otherwise, they're both very great razors. I think the Game Changer would be an excellent first razor. Even in the 84, the 68.68 gap, smaller blade gap is even more mild. So I think this could fit the bill for any newer shaver, and a newer shaver could probably use this just as well also. But that's kind of my assessment. Hopefully you found that useful. If you haven't tried one of these razors and you're trying to decide between one, it kind of gives you the lowdown from my perspective. So thanks for tuning in today, folks, and we'll see you soon on the channel.